This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete Haynes online manual at haynes.com.
Front strut renewal. Open the driver's door and pull the bonnet release lever. Lift the bonnet slightly. Slide the safety catch to one side, then fully raise the bonnet. Unclip the support strut and engage it with the bonnet slam panel. Chock the rear wheels. Where fitted, remove the plastic caps from the wheel bolts or nuts. Using the locking wheel bolt adapter where necessary, slacken each of the wheel bolts half a turn. Position the workshop jack adjacent to the sill jacking point. Then raise the vehicle until the wheels are clear of the ground. Support the vehicle with an axle stand under the jacking point and remove the jack. Fully unscrew the bolts or nuts and remove the wheels. Remove the split pin from the end of the drive shaft and remove the locking cage. Use a wire brush to clean the threads. The front hub must now be held stationary in order to loosen the drive shaft nut. Ideally, the hub should be held by a suitable tool bolted into place using 2 of the road wheel bolts. Slacken and remove the nut, then remove the tool. Note that a new drive shaft nut will be required upon reassembly. If the shaft is a tight fit in the splines in the hub, temporarily refit the drive shaft nut to the end of the drive shaft to prevent damage to the drive shaft threads. Use a soft-faced mallet or a piece of wood, then carefully tap the drive shaft to free it from the hub carrier. Rotate the steering to full lock. Unscrew and remove the brake caliper mounting bracket bolts. Slide the caliper and bracket from place and suspend it from the bodywork. Take care not to strain the brake hose. To improve access, undo the torque screw and remove the brake disc. Slide out the clip and detach the brake hose from the bracket. Disconnect the wiring plug and unclip the wheel speed sensor wiring harness. Using a Torx key or bit to counterhold, undo the retaining nut and detach the anti-roll bar link rod from the strut. Undo the track rod end nut several turns, then using a separator tool, detach the track rod end from the hub carrier. Unscrew and remove the lower arm-to-hub carrier bolt and nut. Note that a new nut will be required upon reassembly. Using a chisel as a wedge, slightly spread apart the hub carrier clamp so the ball joint is released. Lever down the lower arm and detach the ball joint from the hub carrier. Pull the hub carrier outwards slightly and slide the drive shaft from the hub. Remove the plastic grommet from the end of the scuttle panel to access the rear bolt securing the top of the strut to the suspension turret. Undo the bolts and nuts, then remove the mounting bracket from the top of the suspension turret. Undo the rear bolt from the top of the strut, then use a magnet to withdraw the bolt from inside the scuttle panel. Supporting the strut from under the wheel arch, slacken and remove the remaining bolts. If required, undo the pinch bolt, spread the clamp slightly and detach the hub carrier from the base of the strut. Note that a new nut will be required upon reassembly. Slide the hub carrier onto the base of the strut, ensuring the lug at the base locates correctly. Insert the bolt with a new nut and tighten it to the specified torque. Maneuver the suspension strut into position. Fit the upper mounting bolts and tighten them to the specified torque. Refit the plastic grommet and the bracket. tighten the bolts and nuts securely. Locate the hub over the end of the driveshaft and loosely fit the new driveshaft nut. Lever down the lower arm and engage the ball joint with the hub carrier. With the ball joint fully fitted, insert the bolt with a new nut and tighten it to the specified torque. Reconnect the track rod end to the hub carrier, then fit the nut and tighten it to the specified torque. Reconnect the anti-roll bar link rod and tighten the nut to the specified torque. Reconnect the ABS wheel speed sensor wiring plug and clip the wiring harness back into place. Refit the brake hose to the strut and secure it with the clip. Ensure the mounting face is clean, then refit the disc and securely tighten the retaining torque screw. Slide the caliper and mounting bracket over the disc, insert the bolts and tighten them to the specified torque. Attach the tool to the hub again, then tighten the driveshaft nut to the specified torque. Remove the tool, slide the locking cage over the nut, then insert a new split pin and bend the ends to lock it in place. Clean the mating faces of the wheel and hub. Locate the wheel over the hub, insert and lightly tighten the bolts or nuts. Raise the vehicle. Remove the axle stands and lower it to the floor. Remove the jack. Tighten the wheel bolts or nuts to the specified torque. Refit the plastic caps where applicable. Don't forget to remove the rear wheel chocks. Release the support strut and clip it back into place. Firmly close the bonnet.